Just like the automatic replay in sports, we're going to depend on these cameras to show us what really happened. We will see it on the video.
As we've seen in the Alva Brazil shooting,
Did you click on your camera?
No, man.
the body camera was not turned on until after he was dead.
It turns out there's other ways to cut down on the human error of an officer actually remembering to physically press a button to activate his body camera. We flew out to Seattle, Washington to find out exactly what those cutting-edge technologies are and what Houston's missing out on.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and put on my Axon Body 2 camera. My name is Steve Tuttle. I'm the Vice President of Strategic Communications for TASER International. So today what we want to do is showcase some of the new technology advances that we have for the Axon cameras. There are certain things that would actually actuate the camera automatically without even me having to touch a button. So the beauty of this is if I'm patrolling around right now and I get a radio call out, I know I need to turn the camera on. I'm going to double click it. But if I maybe see a person right here getting beat up, I may jump out of this car spontaneously so fast that I actually forget to turn the camera on. In this particular car, if you open the front door, it will automatically send a signal to turn all these cameras on. So for example, I'm gonna pull up here and I see someone that might be looking for some assistance. So I'm gonna go ahead and park the car, and when I get out of the car, if I forget to turn on the camera, it doesn't matter because the car door is going to actuate it and turn it on automatically for us. And as you can see, as soon as I get out of the car, it's already actuated the cameras. And that way we're not missing something that might later be very, very important for a particular situation.
The officer doesn't have to think about it.
You can set this Bluetooth technology to turn on the cameras doing really almost anything. One of the things you can do real simply is anytime you actuate your siren or your light bar, if they do that, it automatically triggers it to turn it on. Again, that safeguards the public that something will not be missed.
We were never made aware of the ability to have the camera automatically turned on when a police officer opens up their door. We were never made aware of the camera being able to turn on when the sirens went on. We were never made aware of camera having the ability to turn on in these type of instances. And the only way we knew about it is when you told us about it. And I look back and I go, why weren't we made aware of this? Because that is cutting edge.
Turns out Houston police body cameras have an even bigger safety net to capture video designed to never miss an incident. The feature is called Record After the Fact, but HPD chose not to turn it on.
The only thing worse than not having video cameras is having a camera that wasn't recording.
It can be configured to constantly buffer video in the background throughout the day, even if the system is not actively recording. You can go back in time and recover that critical video even a day or two after it happened.
If you're going to capture data, why don't you go back to the beginning of the shift to capture the data? Everybody's looking for transparency in this, and it seems like we're lacking transparency, and we've been lacking transparency since day one, and that's alarming.
Why not have the opportunity to go back several hours and never miss an incident?
I'm going back 2 minutes.
What made you make that decision?
I just believe I needed more time to capture the incident, and I think the 2 minutes will do that for me.
KHOU 11 investigates a major change at the Houston Police Department that will hold officers more accountable. Investigative reporter Jeremy Rogowski has exclusive details on how HPD is changing things up.
Well, Greg, here's one of those cameras, and when an officer hits the record button, it can go back in its memory and capture what happened before. How far back? Well, the policy was for 30 seconds, but now HPD is increasing that time much longer, so controversial incidents are not lost.
When it was 30 seconds, we were perfectly fine with it. By the way, that's the national average. 30 seconds is the national average on how far it should go back. It's all because of privacy issues.
It's not because of transparency?
Well, listen, transparency can only go so far. Transparency is, what am I doing whenever I'm performing a police action? That is fair game, every single thing that I'm doing when I'm performing a police action. But taking a whiz or going to the restroom, no, that's not something that anybody has a right to see, not a supervisor, not internal affairs, and hell no, not the public.
Right?
There's 2 officers apparently that respond to this scene, and I've only received 1 body video camera.
Where's the other?
I have no idea. Since we don't have the video, it just kind of leaves us guessing.